Welcome to the Mesonet Weather Report. I'm Wes Lee. Drought-quenching rains continued again this week, especially in the western half of the state. As of Wednesday morning, the 7-day rainfall maps show 2+ inches in most of the west. Butler and Cherokee received an incredible 6 and 7 inches during this time period. In the east, rain was spottier with a fraction of an inch up to a couple of inches in a few locations. This continued with the recent trend of wetter in the west and drying out in the east. Here is the 2-week rainfall showing almost every site west of Interstate 35 with 2 or more inches. Looking longer at the 30-day rainfall map, there were great rates in the west and fair rates in most of the east. Parts of the Panhandle received more rain this past month than they did in all of the last calendar year. Ironically, the driest station, Broken Bow, came in at 1.12 inches. In most years, Broken Bow usually comes in as one of the wettest sites in the state. Here is the percentage of normal rainfall over the same period of time. It shows 300+% in the Panhandle and 20% at Broken Bow. For the 2023 calendar year, you can see most of the state is between 70 and 120% of normal. The couple of exceptions are the tip of the Panhandle with 183% of normal and the north central areas that are close to 50% of the long-term average. Looking at soil moisture, you can see the same trend as with rainfall. Improving soil moisture for the week shown in green in the west and areas drying out in the brown areas of the east. There are lots of 0.9 and 1s in the west on this 4-inch fractional water index map. In the east, some of the yellow areas indicate the driest soil in that part of the state. The scale for this map is where 1 corresponds to the wettest the sensor can read and 0 the driest it can read. At 10 inches, the trend is almost the same with great levels of moisture indicated in the west and drier areas in the east, but with maybe a little more yellow showing up in the south central areas. At our deepest sensor in the soil, at 24 inches, things look a little different. It indicates a few really dry levels in Texas, Roger Mills, Beckham, Jackson, and Tillman counties. With such a prolonged drought in these regions, the soils were so dry before the rains began that water has not penetrated that deep yet. In the east, there is still some deep soil moisture showing up. Rain chances should continue through this weekend and into next week, according to forecast maps. Gary will be back next week with the newest revised drought maps.